Hello, happy people. I hope your day's going and just incredibly well today for you folks. So today I thought it would be fun on the day that I dedicate the older reviews of older video games for you folks. Since it's the 12th anniversary today, literally, of Don't Starve by Klei Entertainment, I thought it would be fun for me to knock this out. Love a game lots and that sort of a thing. So again, it's heavily influential, both sold a lot of money, everybody loves it. I've put more than 740 hours into this game, right? I'll link it to you below in the comments below. I played it on PC, it's on a bunch of other things too. All right, on Steam, it's got 96% rating. Great stuff, love it lots. On Metacritic, for the PC, it's at 79%, which I just don't get. On Game Rankings, it's a couple percentage points more, so it's in the 80s at low at 81%, but still pretty low to my mind. Now I'm going to be looking down at my notes, and some of my notes are very, very small and 22-point font. So if you see me looking down and not giving you the eye contact that you deserve, that's a reason why. All right, but you know, this is a survival game with a roguelite concept that it's got permadeath too. It's divided into day and night, and then into 4 seasons too. Each with their own challenges. For example, at night you'll need light to stay alive, or you'll die hard, and that sort of thing. So you can have torches or a campfire, that sort of thing. And then in various seasons, you'll need to deal with things like cold or heat and lightning and rain, that sort of thing too. Make sense? All right, and so then you'll be divided into different characters too. You'll start as the user-friendly Wilson, has no weaknesses or major strengths either, other than beards for when they're survival. Then as you die, you'll unlock more and more characters. My favorite one is actually Lady Wickerbottom, the older librarian lady. You cannot spend the night in a tent as a risk advantage, but she starts with the science machine unlocked, so she can already undo all those things. So that's great stuff. Alright, so you can also need to get food by catching, so you need to not starve, right? So you can get food in a variety of ways by catching rabbits in traps, growing food, but grabbing berry bushes and then replanting them near you to get them faster, building a beehive for honey, and more. And then you can make a camp with defenses, like traps and campfires and stuff too. Also, there is a sanity meter. You'll need to keep sane, just like your hunger meter, and then you're also got a health meter too. So if any of those three are exhausted, then you die. Make sense? Alright. So there's a lot of ways to die. Then there are things you can make to increase your sanity, for example, like a crown of flowers that you can wear. There's also combat too. You'll need to survive. You'll need good armor and then a weapon to use too, which will wear up over time. Then you can get great stuff from your foes you kill too. You can also make tools and then use them to cut wood or get rocks with like a pickaxe, or just to move plants. So you clamp like a shovel that I mentioned before. There are also different biomes of different stuff in them. For example, one that's great plains, so has great grasses and woods for you to pick. The grasses for your stuff, and branches too. For your stuff, like twigs and that sort of a thing, but then it doesn't have as much food. But the plants are in other biomes. I prefer the plants. I'm sorry, the rabbits are in other biomes. And so I prefer to get near rabbits because they are the only reliable food source in winter. Alrighty. So there are ways to save yourself from death, like an effigy or something like that. Those are typically ones though. Just as so there is also an epic underground complex and then ruins under there too. On an early run through, I put more than 100 hours into Wilson, and then I had an amulet. I had tons of stuff. I went to the underground for the first time. I had tons of weapons and food and armor. I even was wearing an amulet to keep myself alive in case I died, and that sort of a thing. So I was as prepared as I thought I could be, and then I escaped barely alive, but I was in there long enough for some of the hounds that spawned over regularly to attack me, and they'd zeroed in on my location, so they just absolutely killed me. Dead game over. So it's not an easy game. It's got amazing art, some of my best in a video game ever, and then great music too. Love lots. It's a heavily influential and modern game, sold well. Tons of survival games that have been made since this. It's great. Love it lots. It's a 10 out of 12. I'm sorry, it's a 12 out of 10, if possible, but obviously it can't be, so it's a 10 out of 10, right, folks? All right, so there's my quick thoughts on Don't Starve from 2014 on today's date by Klei Entertainment. Have you played it on any version? If not, you can check it out on Steam. I'll link it for you below, and that sort of a thing. And so, but what did you think about it? Did you agree or disagree? Now, as a reminder, I'm not somebody who typically does reviews of video games professionally. I also don't get this for free. I'm just a fan who does this on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday for you folks. If you like that, you'll definitely enjoy this other stuff. Also, I've done a bunch, like I mentioned before, I've done everything from Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and Might and Magic 6 to Pathfinder and that sort of a thing here on this day. So check this out if you like. On Friday, I did my top 10s of various things. I recently did my top 10 board games a couple of weeks ago. I did my top 10 independent movies, and then last week I did my top 10 musical artists, and this will be my top 10 albums. And then on Saturday for something that I call Serial Saturday, I do my reviews of older things in the forgotten TV and movie serials that were heavily influential. We sort of forgotten how to tell those stories, like Flash Gordon and that sort of thing. I just finished up last week with 1965's the second season ender for Doctor Who called The Time Meddler, and then we're going to be doing back to the movies, and we'll be doing a Tarzan to check that out. Also on Monday, I do older reviews of RPGs or battle or like Dungeons and Dragons or war games like BattleTech. More things like that. And so, for example, the last 6 weeks I've done modules in the Gary Gygax from G1 to D3, and then a couple days ago, I did Q1, Queen of the Demon Web Pets from 1980 by Gary Gygax and David C. Sutherland III. So if you like those older things, as well as the Assassin's Knot or some Beckney stuff like Castle Amber or The Lost City, that sort of stuff for the Hour of Dread, check those out too. And then I have 3 videos a week for other things that are older in the science fiction, fantasy, or war genres too, like novels or poems, sometimes novellas or short stories. So I like to do a lot of those sorts of older things for you folks. So if you like those older things, as well as video games, do all the YouTube stuff, watch, hit the subscribe button, share, and then, hit the like button and the bell icon to be notified of my videos if you're feeling frisky too. Alrighty, so there you are. Alrighty, as you can tell from all those older things, that's the passion of this channel. It's also where its title comes from too. The worst thing about new books. It's a quote by a French philosopher who said that the worst thing about them was that they kept us from reading the old ones. Right, and it's definitely in this case older video games, but you get the idea that you're playing it, not new, but heavily only influential. We might have forgot about it. And our passion for the new stuff, the new movie, and the new book. Not bad stuff, right? But they stand on the shoulders of giants, right? So let's check out all those giants, right? It's also my #1 strength and strengths quest for the personality type indicator, which is context, which is all about learning how things came to be, and that sort of a thing, right? And so I definitely enjoy some of those older things that heavily influenced our modern stuff, like gaming in this case. All right, so there you are. Thanks so much for watching this video, right? Because we all have so many things that are happening, right, in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me, that's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it so very, very much. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.